Hey guys, I wanted to do a deck tech today on Captain America. I know this was leaked around 2 weeks ago, but I wanted to do a deck tech for it, and I've gotten around to it finally. I do think this is probably going to be real. I understand there's a few things about it that could not be, but I do think they might have gone the extra mile to change a little bit of things, like its mana color combination. Usually it's a different way around, but for here it's red, white, blue for America. I do think this card's really strong and really sweet. So let's do a deck tech on him. So Captain America, he's Jeskai for a 4/4. He has two abilities. One of them is you can pay 3 mana to unattach an equipment from him to deal damage equal to its mana cost to up to 3 targets. Don't like 3 creatures? Take those 3 creatures out with like a 5 mana equipment attached to them. Or you can deal 5 damage to each of your opponents, etc. Pretty good. Really strong, actually. So his other ability is beginning the combat, your combat, attach an equipment to Captain America. So he can cheat the cost of like one of your equipments per turn. So you can essentially throw the equipment, go to combat, reattach, swing. Really sweet. This card's actually really strong, and he's in like the best, again, color combination for equipments in my opinion. So let's get into the equipments. So the equipments, we're running Shadow Spear, Hammer designed to cheat equipment cost, Sword of Fire and Ice for card advantage, Lockstone Armor because it's just a generically good buff, and Trample and Lifelink are pretty good, Colossus Hammer because it's just a fast clock, Sword of Vengeance because it's just keyword soup on a generically good card, Argentum Armor because high CMC, and it can deal with a pesky permanent when we go to combat. And the Staff of Hermes gives, again, lifelink, which is really strong in equipments, and it has a nice buff. As long as you're 30 more life, you get +5/+5 and indestructible. You could also run Robe of the Archmage over Sword of Fire and Ice, because we are running a lot of equipments that are blue and red in here, so feel free to run either or whichever one you have. Pick your favorite. Alright, more equipments. We're running Sunforger for spell utility. This card is a powerhouse. We're running Kiva Vault for more card advantage. Grafted Exskeleton to give Infect, and it's a combo with Excalibur, which we'll get to in a second. Reality Chip for it being just an equipment and card advantage for us. Excalibur is the highest CMC equipment, I believe, in the game. And paired with the Exoskeleton, if you unequip Excalibur, you can deal 12 infect damage to all of your opponents and just winning the game on the spot. Masterwork of Ingenuity for copying up on the generically strong non-legendary equipments. We're also running Conqueror's Flail and Sword of Feast of Famine. Conqueror's Flail is really good for keeping our opponents from doing anything on our turn, which is really important since we're playing a fragile equipment deck. Our turns are very explosive, so we need the opponents not to do anything. Sword of Feast of Famine just to help us ramp, and it's just generically good. Alright, so for the remainder of equipments, we have College of Complete for just generically high CMC, good stats. We can cheat into play, we can cheat the equipment costs, so we're playing it. Basilisk Collar, good with Lifelink and Death Touch. We can kill pretty much any creature we want with Captain America, and Lifelink is really strong. Mask of the Schemer is for more card draw. Hexblade Wallbreaker is for additional combats to usually secure kills or yada yada. Fiend Lash is interesting because if anyone blocks Captain America, or we also get the keyword of Reach, so we're a good blocker now. We can deal damage back to the player based on the damage our Captain America power is. So he becomes a lot scarier to swing into. The Reaver Cleaver for trampled and just for mana advantage of the treasures. Ember Cleave is a lot of things for this deck. It double strikes, so out of nowhere you can kind of just kill an opponent with commander damage. It's 6 CMC cost is really important to throw around damage, and yeah, just it's a good card. Alright, for tutors we have Steel Shaper's Gift, Callan the Fey-Blooded, Fighter Class, Stoneforge Mystic, and Stonehewer Giant. Now these are all in the deck to essentially find equipment we need because we, well, need them to play successfully. But Callan Fey-Blooded just doubles up as a good creature on its own in case something happens to Captain America. Stoneforge Mystic helps cheats those equipments into play from hand. Fighter class has late game utility, and Stonehewer Giant is really good for combat tricks, and every time I play Stonehewer Giant, people tend to freak out, so yeah. Good card. Alright, our creature package, we're running Esper Sentinel for card draw. Saram, some more card draw. Forensic Gadgeteer for more card draw. And he also, or she, reduces our cost of equip cost by 1. Pure Soul Paladin's just the strongest equipment card ever. Gives us a card draw for equipment's entering, and gives us Metalcrafts, which will in turn make our equip cost 0. Rayov Mastersmith makes our equipped creatures have double strike when they swing. Halvar, God of Battle, does basically the same thing, and he doubles up on the other side for being enough equipment. Rohirrim Chargers, when they swing, you can exert it. If you do, reveal the top cards of your library until you hit an equipment, put it into play, equip it for free. Pretty good. Denifa is also just strong keywords, and she makes her equipment spells cost 1 less. Nice. Alright, so the rest of our creature package, we're playing the Ever Denifa, which has, again, really good keywords. But she, on ETB, revives an equipment from your graveyard to a field attached to her, or you can cheat an equipment from your hand onto a field also, again, attached to her. Grand Abolisher to keep people from interacting with our turn, because our turns are explosive. Brunar to help also cheat equip costs, but he also buffs our equipped creatures. Fervent Champion for just early game value. Tend to put Fervent Champion into play, and turn 3... you can put out usually like one of your better equipments, like Feast and Famine, Fire and Ice, whatever, and get advantage quicker. And then we're playing Polywog Prodigy, which is basically Esper Sentinel 2, just to give us more card draw. Now, we are running Nahiri. This is something I want to try. I do run her in my Cirque 1 deck, and she does some work. Her plus allows you to make a core soldier, or a warrior, and attach a equipment to that warrior. The minus allows you to look at the top 6. You can choose a warrior or an equipment and put that into your hand, so decent card advantage. And then her ultimate, which isn't really hard to get because you can use it pretty much immediately, allows you to deal damage equal to twice the number of equipments you control to a creature or a planeswalker. So really strong utility. This card we are trying. It's worked out pretty well for me in the past, so why not here? Let's talk about our spell package. We have Teferi's Protection, Clever Concealment, Boros Charm, Dovin's Veto, Deflecting Swat, Akroma's Will, and Generous Gift. Now, these are all really good protection spells, except for Generous Gift because it's more of a kill spell. What's really important to note about every single one of these cards is Sunforger, the equipment I showed you earlier, can grab and cast any of these. So if you have Sunforger in the field, you are basically untouchable. And when I play Sunforger in my Cirque 1 deck, people are not happy. They want it gone immediately because they don't like that I'm interacting. Something to note about Akroma's Will. This card will make your blue and red equipments fall off those creatures because they would gain protection from the color. So yeah, something to note. But it can help you pretty much close out games, end games, win games, whatever. So yeah, it's a really strong card, but something to note. Alright, so the remainder of our instant sorceries, we're running Stubborn Denial for Counterspell, Justice Will for card advantage and mana advantage, Swords to Plowshare, Path to Exile, and Dispatch, because they're all kill spells, and we can grab those 3 spells with Sunforger as well. Blasphemous Act is pretty much our only board wipe because we really want to put creatures on the board, but sometimes we can also survive from Blasphemous Act if we make a creature big enough. Now, I am running a few enchantments. I'm running Sigarda's Aid, Forge Anew, and Whirlwind of Thought. Sigarda's Aid is really good for kind of combat tricks because we can flash in equipments and also cheat their equip cost immediately. Forge Anew helps bring back an equipment from the grave and helps us cheat equip costs as well. Whirlwind of Thought, this is giving us a lot of card advantage. Pretty much every spell in the deck except for creatures is drawing us cards with this, so we're playing it. Alright, so last but not least, the Mana Rocks. We're just running the Talismans. We don't need too many Mana Rocks in this deck, but the Talismans, Arcane Signet, and Soul Ring are pretty much just enough. We're also playing Thrawn Dynamo because on curve it's really good. On turn 4, you can cast it, tap it for 3 colorless. There's a lot of generic 3-costed equipments or less, and you can immediately put those into play, and then if anything happens like Captain America, we have the mana later to recast them. So that's our ramp package, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So hey, I gotta thank you for watching. This was the end of the deck tech for Captain America, so whenever he comes out, there you go. Um, I thoughts on the deck. I think it'll be really strong. He has a combo. He cheats equip cost. He can take out multiple creatures, multiple players, even in the same turn, which is really hard for equipment commanders. And he has the potential to gain you so much life off of hitting so many creatures or players if he has lifelink. He can take players out with the infect combo. The only thing I will note is in your land base, make sure you're playing Rogue's Passage because that will win you a game on occasion. And Mycosynth Garden to double up on another equipment you control. I've had 3 Colossus Hammers in play before, and it can do work. But yeah, thanks so much for watching the Deck Tech. I hope you have a good day.